Hey, Ken, John, I just wanted to touch on what y'all were talking about in Skin of Evil, where you were talking about the holodeck and what is and is not a person, who is and isn't really there. And I kind of want to touch on, at that point, do you have ownership of your personhood? And what I mean by that, there's a British comedy called Red Dwarf. And in Red Dwarf, the person who dies comes back as a holodeck on the ship because they had vital information to run the ship. So if you were the first officer, you were you come back after your death as a hologram. And it was very much like the Doctor's portable holodeck device. It was called a Light Bee, and at first it was they did jokes with the hologram was pass-throughable and that kind of thing. But then they eventually came up with what they called the hard light hologram, and it could interact with the physical world, which is basically what the Doctor was from Voyager. If that technology existed, and say it existed today, would that person have rights to their existence, to their personhood? Because what would stop Star Trek from building basically a giant warp core and then a holodeck as the crew area, and then you just record the very best of the very best? Is it okay? Well, we need an engineering crew. We'll have 7 Scotties and 42 Geordie LaForges. I mean, what's going to stop them from doing that? If they could just reduplicate people. So, I mean, could you say, no, I am a singular entity and my existence is my own? Or well, too bad, you're a member of Star Trek, you're a member of Starfleet, we're going to copy you and do what we want. And that comes to personalities too. If you had the ability not to just bring back your grandma, but I want to have a platonic and physical relationship with Jennifer Lawrence, let's say, because you could take every newspaper article, all the movies she's ever been in, all the television programs she's ever done, every interview she ever has done, all the real physical facts that you could find, and program it into the holodeck, and then you can go to your holodeck and hang out with Jennifer and have a relationship and keep it current, keep it up to date. What would that do to society if people could go live in their fantasy existence and not actually get out in the physical world? And there's just all kinds of cans of worms and that could be opened with this kind of technology if it existed at all. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So it's not just dealing with mortality and is this person ever really dead, but is this person ever really their own self? Do you have any self in existence, or are we just all copies that we're interactively using with each other? So anyway, that was my thought on what y'all touched about on Skin of Evil. Enjoying the program. I hope you guys keep it up. Bye.